Alright guys, so I wanted to kind of run through some of the instructions that we discussed in class about how to do a urinalysis. So first thing I want to do is just show you some of the supplies that you're going to need. Obviously you're going to need your urine sample, and then you're going to be able to log it, notice the color, give it a smell, and notate all that. Luckily we have these nice little containers that have the sticker on there that we can go ahead and put everything on there that we need. Depends on your clinic, you may not have these, but if you don't, just get a piece of tape and you can put everything on there so you can put it in the chart later. So you'll need your urine sample. You're also going to need your vet sticks. So these are your dipsticks that you would be able to assess the color, and it's got the colors on the side that you're going to match up. We'll do that in a little bit. You're also going to need a pipette in order to pull the urine from the centrifuged tube. You're going to need microscope slides, at least two. I have one today because we're just going to do one sample. You're also going to need your microscope cover glass slides, and for sure you're going to need 2 per slide. And you're also going to need your urine sediment stain. So you can go ahead and use new methylene blue if you don't have this available at your clinic, but this is really helpful, and it's a great tool to be able to see all the sediment. Also have your immersion oil ready, so in case you see any bacteria, you can go ahead and throw that under the microscope and be able to better visualize at 100x what you're seeing and be able to log that. And of course, always have your chem wipes available for any spills or anything like that. Obviously you can have some paper towels there, so in case the urine spills, that would be much easier to utilize to pick up the urine than these tiny little chem wipes, but you'll be able to use this for cleaning up your microscope if you should need to. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our vet sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and open my urine. This is a nice one that seals up really nice, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, we talked about 2 different ways you can dip the stick. I do not prefer this method, but you can go ahead and take the whole stick and place it in there like so. And if you're doing it this way, just make sure you have gloves on. I mean, obviously I'm not using real urine, so my hands kind of got stuck in there. And then have a paper towel available so you can go ahead and let that set and dry so you're not dripping all over the place. The second way you can do it is the way that I prefer, is I like to use a pipette. So I'll just set it down and then go ahead and put a little drop on each of the pads, like so. And the first little dot is your control dot. This one right up here, at the very top, that's going to pick up all the urochromes. So that kind of gives you a better idea if it discolors some of these and it doesn't match exactly on the side, like this one, and you can kind of tap it off. Isn't going to match exactly. As you can see on the very top, it's stained yellow. So all of my colors are going to be a little bit skewed because of this. And then you're just going to go through and mark down what the numbers are. So you'll notice here, some of them say you have to let it set for 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Some are a little bit longer. There's one for 90 to 120 seconds. Remember, if it's pop-in positive for leukocytes, that's not necessarily because I have something going on. It's just something that we're going to need to investigate a little bit further. So it looks like we're at about almost 30 seconds. So what you're going to want to do is line it up and then kind of move your slide and slide it over. Like here's protein. So that's a very green one. So you would mark down plus 100 over 1. Well, that would be the degree. So any degree of pink here for the nitrates is considered positive. So let's reline that up. Do I have any nitrates? Where is it? I do not. I do not have any nitrates. So you can see negative is, mine is yellow because that's all my urochromes in there. It does do specific gravity on here, but in clinic you would be using a refractometer as well. This is just a good way to double check and double verify. So this is sitting at a 1.000, so, or 1010, or 1000. When you get to surgery, they're going to want you to just kind of eliminate that dot or the decimal point there. So you would read it as 1010, 1020, 1030, 1040, 1050, 1060, etc. So I do have several of these available at school, so you can kind of share this. If it doesn't have anything listed underneath of it, it just means it is negative. So just write down negative on your sheet. Okay, so that is a real quick and easy way to go ahead and assess a lot of the different things. But you're going to also want to be spinning some down in the centrifuge while this is happening. Now, I did not have a centrifuge sample available for us to use, so I'm just going to pretend this is one of our tubes. So I've got a little tube here. This was a sample that we're going to pretend is already spun down, and then you're going to take it over the sink and you're going to drop it out. So you're just spilling off the supernatant, so you just end up with this tiny little bit on the very, very bottom. So get that out of the way. And then you're going to go ahead and grab your slide, which is right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull up with a different pipette a little bit of that urine. So that's getting your urine sediment. And then you're going to put 2 drops. 1, 2. And like I said, remember, make sure you're leaving a little thumb space so you can pick this up later and not squish it with your thumb. And then for one of the drops, you're going to add 1 drop of dye. It comes out pretty fast, so just make sure you do it really, really quickly so you don't have to spill it too much. And then drop a cover slip over the top, and then drop a cover slip over the top of the second one, and that should secure your urine underneath of those slides. Oops, this one is a little bit much. You can take a little napkin or a Kim wipe and kind of get that excess urine out of there so you're not dripping all over the microscope slide. Just pull some of this up for you, like so. And then you'd be able to take this over to your microscope slide and check it out. If you're seeing any casts or crystals on the dyed one, I'd like you to actually go over to the undyed slide and see if you can see them without being stained. So that is a real quick and simple explanation of how you're going to do the urinalysis. We will do this when we get back, and you'll definitely be doing them when you get to surgery class and in clinics.